Fire away.
Okay. I don't know where the microphone is. I think it's that way. All right. I have no questions prepared. Just to let you
Excellent.
know.
I'd rather just have a conversation.
Yes.
That's how I used to do it as a journalist. People always ask for questions in advance. I'm like, I don't write them.
Yeah, I'm like, so I don't know what we're going to talk about, but let's get on with it. Which, by the way, I liked it. What's the second book?
The most important question first. The second book comes out next September, so you have a year.
Gosh.
I know. I'm sorry.
You're killing me. You are killing
It's
me.
not my fault. You're gonna write the source books and yell at them because I don't control the publication schedule. Of course, the book isn't technically finished yet, so that would be bad.
Yeah, that would be bad. Very, very bad. Why dragons?
Why dragons?
Besides the fact that they're awesome.
Yeah, I mean, why dragons? Why not dragons? They're awesome. No, yeah, I always loved dragons as a kid. I grew up reading fantasy and playing Dungeons & Dragons and things like that. I played a lot of video games. And I just love dragons because they're both beautiful and majestic and often cute and cuddly even, but at the same time totally deadly. And so, it's just kind of like dogs in a way. A dog, if you treat them right, they can be your best friend, but if you abuse them or neglect them or whatever, they can turn mean. I think it's kind of the same feeling with dragons.
I agree. I like dragons. That's the whole reason I went to the circus this year.
I went to that too, yeah.
I don't do
Yeah.
circuses. I'm not a big fan, but it was dragons. I was like, I'm there. Where's tickets? Will we see all three together throughout the next book?
Yes. There is a point where, I don't want to give any spoilers, but most of the time they are the three of them are trying to work together. Yes. Trying is the operative word.
Yes,
because Connor and Caleb do not play well together. Now, they're supposedly on the same side at this point, but that's not like a easy, smooth road for them. So, yeah, there's a lot of problems, especially since, they both have feelings for Trinity.
Yes.
And, her job, of course, is to take care of Emmy and keep her safe, so she doesn't want, that to distract her. But it's tough for her to kind of keep them at bay.
She hasn't
Still
really
being
had
a girl, too.
because she's always been kind of a loner, and she's just like, okay, now I have two guys.
Yes.
What do I do from here?
Who can't get along with each other, and she's playing the peacemaker, and it can be tough.
And there is one question I have to ask.
Okay.
Because it was on our Team Dragon page, and I don't remember who said it. Hold on, let me look real quick. Hopefully I can do two things at once.
I think I'll still record.
But she wants to know if there's going to be a spinoff of the Blood Coven series that follows...
I think it was that follows the Slayers.
Yes, that follows the Slayers.
Yeah, there's no official spin-off of Blood Coven because the publisher that published them isn't doing any young adult books anymore. And so, for a simple reason like that, no. But I would love to do something on my own, someday, kind of spin-off. And I don't know which characters it would involve. My guess would be probably either their little sister Stormy, having go a few years into the future when she's a teenager, or Spider, who is Rain's best friend, and she at the end of the last book becomes the Slayer, and so to do her adventures. So if I was doing the Spider story, probably the other Slayers, the Alphas, would come in to play and be characters in that as well.
Cool. Well, she'll like that if one day you do that.
Yes.
She'll like to know that there could be a possibility.
Yes.
And it was Alicia.
Let's get through 3 Scorched books first.
Yes, of course. All about Scorched.
So what are you thinking after Scorched?
I don't know. I would love to do, if the series is successful and people like it, I would love to do a spin-off of that series that takes place in Connor and Caleb's world in the post-apocalypse, and really, because this book is present day, obviously, what would it be like to have lived in that world? And whether it's of Connor and Caleb before they went back, probably not. It would probably be other characters that are in that world and trying to survive the dragon post-apocalypse. And maybe they'll be about the hunters, or maybe it'll be about the guardians and how they worked, or maybe it'll be, more at the point where everything went bad, the apocalypse is happening. But I just think it would be interesting to explore what it would be like to live on the surface lands or whatever.
That would be cool.
Was it hard? Because I know there's some, when she's kind of in that limbo type place, I don't remember what it's called.
In the Nether.
Yes, in the Nether, where the dragons are was it hard to switch from being in the Nether where all the dragons are and she can see them all, to where she's in real life, and a lot of these dragons haven't been born yet.
Yeah.
Was it difficult to write that, or was it
It was fun to write the Nether scenes, and one of the reasons that I wanted to include them was because half the book Emmy isn't even hatched, and so my friend was teasing me like, you need more dragons in your dragon book. And I'm like, how do I incorporate more dragons when the dragon isn't born yet?
Right.
And that was one of the things I came up with, and it turned out to be really fun and a really cool, interesting place to write about, and so I love writing about it. My editor was very worried that it would be one of those places where like there's too much possibility, like too much can happen in the Nether, because everything can happen in the Nether. And I'm like, yeah, but everything can happen in the Nether. However, like there are consequences to that, and it doesn't translate to real life. You can't do things in the Nether that affect real life. And there's the addiction potential. And so in Shattered, Caleb starts going to the Nether too much. When things go bad and he's fighting with his brother, he retreats to the Nether to go see his dragon. I mean, who could blame him,
But you would think he would learn, because towards the end, he gets, like, really weak, and he doesn't...
Yeah, and it continues to be a big problem, and Trinity has to deal with that.
Fun.
So.
Keeping these boys in line.
Yes.
Always fun. Trying to think. My thinking's not going very well.
You've had a really established career, so when you decided to just write, was it hard to let all that other stuff go?
Yeah, I mean, I was writing a long time, doing both the TV stuff and the writing, and that worked really well for a while because I would write in the morning and then I would go to work and I'd do that, and so I sort of had a foot in both worlds, and that was fun. But, I do like being able to set my own hours, and I'm a mom now, so I have a 2-year-old, so it's even more convenient to be able to set my own hours. Plus, we moved to Austin, and basically, if you're in the TV world, you have to live in New York or LA to really do anything big. And so I just felt like, it was time to, just concentrate on one. And so I picked writing, and so yeah, I love it.
That's very cool. I'm sorry, I'm a movie junkie and TV junkie on top of everything else. What is it like? Is it just really high energy, just fast paced, constant go, go, go whenever you're having to work on these types of sets? And
yeah, so I did a morning show, so it was more, I was the field producer, and what I would do was I would go out and cover stories, and so it might be going to interview a celebrity, doing like a red carpet event, or it might be going behind the scenes in a kitchen and cooking with a celebrity chef.
Very cool.
It's a fun job. It's very fast paced. It's very hectic. You have to get your deadlines. I always make my book deadlines, and people are like, how do you ever make your book deadlines? I'm like, because I was in the TV world and I had to be on the air, so I had no choice. And so yeah, it was something different every day.
Right.
And I felt like, especially when I lived in New York, I got to really experience a lot of behind the scenes New York that I never would have known was happening. And so that was really fun, and certainly it's fun to meet celebrities and realize what they're like in real life, and yeah, so it was a very cool job.
The coolest celebrity you ever met?
David Duchovny from the X-Files. Oh. Yes. Oh, he was awesome in real life. So hot too. Like, I understand why he's supposedly like a sex addict or whatever, because women must throw themselves at him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's even hotter in real life and just has this magnetism, and he was not disappointing at all. So.
Very cool.
Yeah,
That's just
I would probably pass out. Although my husband would be like, who's this guy? And then I'd be like, you had lived a sheltered life.
Who else was really, really nice and down to earth that I didn't expect was Lauren Conrad from The Hills.
Really?
She is so sweet, so nice in real life.
We met her actually during her book deal.
Yeah.
Whenever she came out with the Fame game, and poor thing looked so exhausted, but her line was massive, and it was at the Barnes & Noble in Southlake. So it was a massive, massive line. I know the poor thing there was a lot of rules though. Like, we couldn't take pictures with her, and we had to stand at a certain point in order to take pictures. But she was really, really sweet. So that's really cool.
Yeah, she talked to her. Bella was 2 at the time.
At the time.
And
was
she
really
just
sweet.
talked to Bella, and Bella was like, barely talking.
Yeah.
And her words, you're like, okay, what was that? So it was really cool of her that because Bella was getting restless. It was a long
really
day.
Yeah.
But it was really cool.
Yeah, she was really cool.
I don't know. I guess that kind of surprises me just because I've watched The Hills, or I used to watch The Hills and all of that, and it was just like not what I would have expected.
Yeah. She's really, she was really down to earth, and I was expecting someone who would be kind of prissy and snobby and annoyed, and yeah, she was not like that at all.
Yeah, I follow her beauty blog. I'm like, hairstyle.
That's kind of when I started to really connect with her myself. Like she's like really connected with me, but you know, that's when I really started to really like her, when she branched off on her own and she was able to shine on her own. That's when I really started to like her. As far as, I'm not a really big fan of like Hills type shows, so I was really excited whenever she went off on her own and she was able to keep a career on her own and show, you know, I am more than just this reality TV show. I was really excited about that. So I'm really excited that she's down to earth and she's, you know, like not your cookie cutter celebrity. You're just like, where's my water?
Once you turn off like the recording, I can tell you the bad celebrities.
But
I don't want it on the interwebs. It's off the
She'll be
record.
like, okay.
Yes, I'm totally about that. I'm just.
Well, we've covered what's after Scorch. Oh, will you ever have any novellas that follow along this? Because I know novellas are a big thing right now.
Yeah, they haven't asked me to do them, and I can't do them on my own. It's one of those things where, like, if I write a book in the world, they have to, you know, have, you know, it's in my contract that they have to be involved, the publisher. And so, you know, until we reach that point, you know, if they approached me to do one, I would certainly do one. But right now, I have to concentrate on the actual books.
I think they should, because it'd be good to get. Well, even if you were to one day do a spinoff, it'd be good to get like Caleb and Connor's dad's point of view or what happened there.
Yeah. And well, I will tell you, and I don't know if they'll let me keep it in or not, but right now in Shattered, there are scenes from the future of Connor and Caleb and how sort of the rivalry started between them, and so
hopefully they let
kind
you
of
keep that
woven into the book. So if they don't end up in the final book for whatever reason, you know, like it's way too long or whatever, then maybe those are something that I could use as extra content or novella or whatever.
I think that would be great, because there's just so much that happens that you don't really know why it happened. I mean, you get a glimpse of Connor and Caleb and their dad and the dragon, but it doesn't go into reasons why they don't like each other anymore.
Right. Yeah, well, you know, it all stems with Connor killing Fred.
Well,
and that's going to be part, that's in so there's going to be a tearjerker.
It's going to be good.
I can't wait. Okay, we'll do our top 5s and then we can talk gossip.
My favorite part. Okay. So, favorite food?
Mashed potatoes.
Everybody likes potatoes.
See, I can eat French fries and that's it.
I don't like French fries.
See, everybody's like, go to McDonald's, just eat the burgers. Like, what? What? No.
I don't eat French fries.
Band.
Band or singer? Can I do a singer?
Yeah.
David Bowie.
Cool. Book. I know that's hard.
Mists of Avalon.
Not that hard. Movie. That's hard.
Some Kind of Wonderful.
Good choice. And song.
I don't want to pick a David Bowie song now because I already said
No, go ahead.
Okay, so Heroes by David Bowie.
Okay. There we go. And of course, the question everybody's had to answer: your stripper name. What would it be?
Oh, what are you supposed to do? Like the street and your dog or something? The street you grew up on and your dog's name, or your first dog? Okay, so that would be. Well, I fit with my dog now, so Delvine Mesquite.
So that's a good one. Mine sucks. And
We already
she's
established
got-
mine sucks.
Yeah.
Mine's like
Hers
County
like
Road.
Road.
Mine would really suck.
Yeah, mine's Princess Wayne, by the way.
Oh, that's a good one.
All right. Well, that's all I have. You want me to?
No.
All right. I'll end this thing.